Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ilham wahyudin. I will explain introducing to linguistics topic semantics. Okay, next. What is semantics? Science consists of four levels, namely phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. Of there's four branches of knowledge can be divided into two major parts, namely grammar or language structure, and outside of grammar of outside language structure. Branch of linguistics can include grammar or language structure. Grammar is morphology and syntax. Morphology learns the ins and outs of words, whereas syntax studies the larger part of the word, namely phrases, clauses, and sentences. Broader understanding the semantic unit of Indonesian for the teacher. Besides being able to be a proficient in the proper and correct use of Indonesian in daily activities, can also be used in developing studies. Language skill. So this material in the initial capital for those of you who want to become language teacher, good elementary school Indonesian, because with the mastery of this material you already have abilities that can support your achievement in guiding students so intellectually able to speak Indonesian properly and correctly in relation of other materials, and understanding of semantic will useful because understanding material will make it easier from you understand. Syntax and the meaning of printed teaching material. You are expanded to be able to explain. 1. Semantic definition. 2. Semantic history. 3. The type of meaning. 4. Meaning flag, meaning component, and meaning relations. A. Definition of semantics. Semantics as are taken in linguistics as a certain meaning. According to Aminuddin, 1998, semantics, which originally come from Greek, contains the meaning to signify, to make sense as technical term. Semantics contains the meaning of the study of meaning. Assuming the meaning become part of language, then semantics is part of linguistics. Semantics in Indonesia come from the Greek noun which means symbol, sign, and symbol. The verb is semino, which means of mark of symbolism. What is meant by a sign of symbol? Here is sign linguistics, which consists of one substituting components. which are in the form of sound language, and to the definite component or meaning. The first component. Second, this component is a sequence of symbol. While within market or symbol is in something that is outside the language, or what is commonly referred to as reference or pointed. Based on explanation above, it can be concluded the semantic science in the study of the relationship between linguistic signs with the things it marks. Semantics is the science of meaning or meaning. Semantics is science of meaning or meaning based on the above understanding. Basically, semantics is branch of linguistics that studies its occurrence, the various possible meaning of a word, and their development, along with the occurrence of change in the language society. B. Semantic history. Aristotle, as a Greek thinker who lived during is first thinker to use the term meaning. Beyond the definition of the word, according to Aristotle, is the smallest unit that contains meaning. In this case, Aristotle has revealed that meaning of the word can be discerning between the meaning that comes from the word itself autonomously as well as the meaning of the word that present as a result the occurrence of grammatical relationship. Even Plato for 1029 347 BC in Cratylus revealed that the sound of the language implies contain meaning. Certain is due that at that time boundary between etymology and the studies of meaning, nor in the same study of the meaning was clear. Okay, next, linguists try to explain three things related to meaning, namely first, the natural meaning of the words. 2. Describe the natural meaning of the sentence. 3. Explain the communication process. In Indonesian linguistic, English linguistic as to understanding as a translation of English linguistic, namely 1. Linguistic and 2. Language as an object of linguistics. C. The meanings. Meaning is a language element that is strongly influenced by usage by language users, so they can understanding its other communication occurs. According to Jaja Sudharma 1993, meaning is the link that exists between element language itself, especially words, while according to Plummer 1976, meaning only concerns the intellectual elements. Meanwhile, Lyon 1977 Mentions that studying or giving the meaning of a word is understanding. Word study that is concerned with the meaning relationship that make up the word is different from other words. In this case, regarding the lexical meaning of the words themselves, which tend to be in the dictionary as a lexem in Jaja Sudharma 1993. Okay, next is trying. Okay, the meaning of the meaning here can be distinguished from the original word in English. Sense and meaning, both of which mean meaning in semantic terms. Karida Laksana 1993 provided several definitions of the term meaning, linguistic, meaning, sense. Namely, 1. The meaning of the speaker, unit effect. Language, understanding the perception of behavior of humans, of group of people, relationship. In the sense, equivalence between links and natural outside the language or between speech and other things is point to how to use symbol language. From this definition, it is clear the meaning of language aspect the occurrence of communication between language speakers as explained in understanding thought. Meaning is a link between language and natural outside the language, or between alternative and other things in decision. According to the agreement of the language users, so they can understanding each other and communication approach. D. Aspect of meaning. The aspect of meaning according to grammar 1976 based on its function consists of 4 aspects, that is 1. Sense, understanding. 2. Feeling. 3. The tone, intention, goal. The sense meaning of understanding can apply in our daily communication, which includes what is called a theme. Meaning of feeling, tone, and the goal. In intention, we can consider in everyday language usage, both Indonesian and regional language. 1. Sense understanding. This aspect of the sentence of meaning understanding can be activated if this is between the speaker or reader and interpretation of words in same language. The meaning of understanding is also called theme, which influences in idiom missions in conversation. 2. Feeling. The aspect or feeling is related to the speaker attitude and the situation. Thought is everyday life. We are always in touch with feelings. Sad, hot, happy, annoyed, bored, etc. Situation statement once relate to meaning of the feeling. The appropriate words are used with the situation at the time to conversation. Tone. The aspect of the meaning of the tone, nada, in an attitude of the listener. the speaker's attitude towards whom rather on the actual attitude towards the reader. This aspect the meaning of the tone speaker/word according to the Oke, skip saja langsung. Denotative meaning. The denotative of the word of group of words based on straightforward designation something outside the language or based on certain convention is not of. B. The meaning of the extension meaning. The meaning excludes all the characteristics of the object or concept. Grammatical meaning, functional meaning, structural meaning, internal meaning. D. The relationship between the language element in larger unit, for example, the relationship between a word and another in phrase of clause. The meaning of essence is meaning denotation. C. Meaning of internal meaning, a meaning game expressing the speaker intents. Okay, next. Ini langsung example saja. Semantic example. Semantic is not only a branch of linguistic science. There are also many existence of semantic material papers. This indicates the semantic is still a science that has received a lot of study from scientists. Here are some examples of semantic meanings. First, grammatical meaning. Smelling has the meaning as a smell. 2. Contextual meaning. Little border fell from the motorbike. I fall in love with Brightwell. The word fall have different meanings. The meaning is different depending on the existing process. Another example. First, connotation. Anak emas, golden boy. Denotation, anak yang berprestasi. Children action. 2. The connotation, kutu buku, bookworm. Denotation, anak yang rajin. Diligent child. Okay. Summary semantic is a branch of linguistics that studies everything about meaning. Semantics is outside the grammar of other languages as well morphology and syntax at the level of grammar of language. Semantics covers a very broadly conceptual level of language, both words, phrases, clauses, syntax, paragraphs, and whatnot. True semantics is science of meaning, talking about meaning. How did something come about? How did it develop, and why there is a change in meaning in the history of language? Okay, thank you, so that I can convey. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.